Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Focus for Football podcast. Today I'm joined with Aaron Jones. Hello, Aaron,
Right,
Farndon's goalkeeper again. Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, right. We're coming up face on this.
Unfortunately, the person who's meant to be joining us couldn't be here this morning, so hopefully he's going to be here for another episode later on. But today we're looking at the top 10 goalkeepers currently playing in all leagues. So as you can see, we've got a short list of goalkeepers there on the side. If you can think of anything else you want to add, feel free to throw them in and we can add them. But I've got a feeling all the top goalkeepers on the side there, I don't think I've missed anyone. So without further ado, we're going to try and pull out some goalkeepers. So starting, how are we going to do this? We start number 1 or number 10?
I reckon.
Or should we pull some on and then we'll work out what order after?
Yeah,
we'll do that. Well, straight away,
you do yours, and then
I'm pulling Mendy onto the list. I'm going to put number 1 now. I don't think he's going to stay there, but he's going to be on the list somewhere, so we'll throw him on.
Yeah, I reckon Mendy is one of the top 10 keepers. Yes, I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be in the top 5 with the list of goalkeepers we've got.
We'll drag 10 to that side, and then we'll work up the order.
Yeah. So my number 1, so if you put mine to the other side of the thingy, to the other side of yours, mine's going to be Manuel Neuer for the first one.
Oh. I really thought you were just going to put De Gea then, because I put Mendy.
Yeah, De Gea's in my list, but he won't be as high.
Do you know what? You said Mendy would be in your top 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Neuer would be somewhere in my top 10, so we'll add him to that list as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think you've got to have Edison in there.
Yeah, I agree.
And you've got to have Alisson in there.
Yes. I also reckon we should have Donnarumma.
Yes. Especially after what you've done in the Euros.
And Oblak.
I know who else moved these, am I? Oblak, yeah?
Yes.
I can agree with that. I think Courtois has got to be in there.
Yeah.
He's just been good for years, isn't he?
I think...
Personally, I think Carrots has got to be in there. Kevin Druid's finest.
Nah, on a serious note.
He can have a special place at the top.
Yeah. I reckon Sommer and De Gea should be in there as well.
De Gea, I can agree. Sommer, I disagree.
You disagree with Sommer?
Yes.
Sommer's a class.
I absolutely agree he's class. Do I think he's the best on the list that's left? No.
I do. I think there's 2 ahead of him, but based on this season, I don't think they can be in the list over Sommer.
I think Ramsdale's got to be in there, and I think Martinez.
So mine is
closely
Sommer
by Ter Stegen.
Mine's Sommer. Pickford for England.
You're throwing Pickford in there?
Yeah, and Manan.
And who?
Ashraf.
So we've got 3 random ones here, right? Let's work out the order of the ones we've got so far.
Yeah.
Best goalkeeper in the world.
Mine is, he's been the best goalkeeper for about 10 years in the world, and I reckon he still is. He hasn't dropped his form. Manuel Neuer, it has to be. Obviously, you can have a different opinion to me, but I just think me being
do you know what? We're going to agree on that. Me
being a goalkeeper myself, I reckon he's one of them keepers all kids look up to be as a goalkeeper. He's a good sweeper keeper. He's a good shot stopper. He can do all sorts.
The one thing people are after in a goalkeeper is consistency as well. And I think he brings that to any
Exactly.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Second, you're going to think I'm being
Tell me this
biased,
time.
but he won the Champions League, the Super League. He's running the show.
I personally I do rate Mendy as a goalkeeper, but I don't think he can be ahead of Oblak, Allison, your Edison, your Donnarummas.
He's got to be top 5, surely.
He probably is. Just not for now. Yeah. Sorry about that, mate.
You're all right, don't we?
Yeah, I think he can be top. I think he will be top 5, but if he's in my top 5, he'll be 5th in my top 5.
Oh, I can't push him that low. Ouch.
You've got to look at it as consistency.
Do you know what? Let's see.
He's only done it in Chelsea.
Right, hang on. Give me 1 second. I don't know how to edit now. I've messed up my controls. If I take... We're safely saying Ray's not in there, right?
Yeah.
So let's take him out and we'll put... Right. I'm going to put mine on the left. Yours on the right. So you said Neuer. Yes. You're putting Neuer as your number 1, yeah?
Yeah.
We can remake people if we need to. Although I'm not sure how much clicky things I've got, but we'll work it
out. So my second choice would be Woodley or Black.
Press that. Oh, Black, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, if I had to go with a second choice, I would say Courtois.
Can we just point out this is very biased? 2 Chelsea goalkeepers in your top 2.
But Courtois not Chelsea. He is
former Chelsea.
He is safe at his current club, isn't he?
Former Chelsea, though, isn't he? I would say Courtois.
I would argue at Chelsea. I would say the opposite to you, and I'd say I don't think he was as good at Chelsea as what he is now.
Nah, I think it's the other way around. I think your top 5 there is how it's going to be.
How it is currently?
Yeah.
Maybe. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Allison.
Okay. If you said that and we were combining our lineups, I would agree with you. I do think he's up there. However, I would put Edison before Allison.
See, I wouldn't. You see, Allison, number 1 keeper for Brazil, number 1 keeper for Liverpool. He's won more trophies than Edison.
It comes down to style of play for me. I like the sweeper keeper.
Yeah, like I don't mind the sweeper keeper. I'm more of a keeper. I'm more of a David De Gea sort of goalkeeper style, where you don't come off your line until you need to. You make saves with your feet, and you command your box. And I think my 3 keepers do all of that. But obviously, there's going to be goalkeepers in my list which I don't really like the style of, but I like them because of the good goalkeeper. That they're a good goalkeeper.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think the 3 you've got are quality goalkeepers. I just don't think they're the best in the world at the moment.
Well, that is your opinion, mate. Me being as a goalkeeper, I personally think they are the top three in the world. Maybe not in the right order for some fans. In my opinion, yes. My number 4 is going to be Donnarumma. What a goalkeeper in the Euros. What a goalkeeper for Milan. I think he's struggling a bit in PSG, to be fair. But most goalkeepers do. They always struggle in their first season. But I reckon he'll find his form.
Well, I'm going to have to type another one because my 4 would also be Donnarumma.
See, we've agreed on one.
I think it comes down to had he not have played as well in the Euros, I don't think he would be the top half of this table because of how he's been in PSG. However, watching him in the Euros, he's just proved that he is that good and that he can do it. I think he's just having a bit of a rough time at PSG at the moment.
I think most of the players that have gone to PSG, there must be something behind the scenes because you don't hear anything anymore about the players that have gone. Like, you don't hear much about Hakimi, you don't hear much about Gini Wijnaldum. You very, very rarely hear much about Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. He's one of the best players in the world, and he's not being mentioned. The only player that is being mentioned in PSG is Kylian Mbappe, because obviously he is leaving in the summer. But yeah, I think there's something going behind. There's something behind the scenes in PSG.
I've typed my next one out. 5th position for me has to be Alisson.
My 5th position for me is your number 1, Mendy.
Interesting.
Obviously, it's like you said, he's been class. The only thing is with me, he hasn't done it consistently like these other 4 goalkeepers ahead of him.
You could argue that, but then I would argue all the downsides of Chelsea have been when they've put Kepa back in the net.
The thing is, mate, the only reason you brought Kepa in is because you sold Courtois and you were going to play Willy Caballero. You panicked. It was a panic buy. At least you can say you spent £80 million on a panic buy, unlike Man United, who actually have spent £80 million on a player they wanted, and look how it's turned out. Let's go to number 6 then. This one's going to be interesting.
That's a tough one. I think I'm changing my mind from what I've got wrote down because I have actually wrote down a list here. But I think Neuer is going to be in that position.
How can you do that? Manuel Neuer, number 6.
He was actually going to be a little bit lower, but...
Lower? I can't believe that. I would have thought it surprised me that he's not in your top 5, to be honest, mate. Because he's a very class goalkeeper. Yeah. My number 6 is Ederson. It's hard between Ederson and Courtois. I think Ederson just edges it over Courtois because Courtois, Ederson's done it both of the teams he's played for. He hasn't really had a block for, he's been sent off a few times, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I'm just trying to work out. I've got 4 more. And I don't know what order I want them in. I'm
going to put my number 7 in then. I'll put my number 7 in. My number 7 is Courtois.
Okay. That doesn't help me with my decision at all because I've already got him in.
Yeah.
I was going to agree with whatever you said, but
I reckon my number 8 will be the same as yours.
My number 7 is Ter Stegen.
Yeah. He's in my team, but he's lower down.
He's one of them that's fantastic, but he's always in and out of form.
Yeah.
I think if he was a little bit more consistent all the time, he would be up there.
You've got to remember, though, Barcelona are going through a bad time. They're bringing in a lot of players, a lot of free players. But I'm going to be surprised. I'm surprised what's going to happen with Barcelona. Obviously, all of the players they've brought in, they're mostly attacking players. So I'll be surprised to see what will happen with Barcelona, to be honest.
It'll be interesting.
Well,
do you think Coutinho will
have
go
you got
back?
number 8 then, mate?
I think Coutinho is going to stay in the Prem, I do.
I do. So have you got a number 8?
This is where I think I'm going to annoy a few people, including one of my good mates called Gaz. Because he's going to look at me, he's a Tottenham fan, and he's going to want Lloris here, but I'm going to pull the Arsenal man in. And I'm going against everything I've said so far, because he's not been consistent somewhat, because he's only been playing for them for a year. But what he's done at Arsenal is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the top 10, surely.
He's not in mine. Obviously, we both have different points of view. He's not in my team, in my top 10, but he's obviously in yours, and that's obviously a good reason. You know, he's played well. I just don't think he deserves to be in the top 10. Maybe top 20, yeah, but not top 10. My number 8 is, I think this is going to annoy a few fans, but you've got to have De Gea somewhere in here, and I think he's behind Courtois and all the other players. I think that De Gea get him in the squad.
Yeah, I can see why you've done that. And to be honest, he could be anywhere in my last 3 spaces.
Yeah.
He is good enough, isn't he? He
definitely wasn't my bottom 2, and he was definitely in my list. So 8 was the best place for him.
The issue you've got is he has struggled this season. However, he has got Harry Maguire and Phil Jones in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, anyone would struggle. Alisson would struggle. So it's one of them, isn't it? It's a tough call. Oh, so I'm torn.
I'm really intrigued to find out who you've got at 9.
I've got 4 keepers I still want in there. And I'll tell you the 4 that I'm stuck between. I think Martinez deserves a shout. He's just incredible. I think Lloris deserves a shout. De Gea deserves a shout. Oblak deserves a shout. But I think in number 9, it has to be.
Yeah.
And I think my only issue with De Gea is I don't like a keeper that uses his feet so much. I think a lot of his saves, you see other keepers make with the hands and they don't get the credit. He makes them look good by using his feet.
Yeah, but you've got to remember some of the shots he saves with his feet are really good shots. Most of them are corners, 1v1s, like corners when they're headed down to the floor. You're not going to get down quick enough to the floor to save them. They're going to be your big saves with your feet. One-on-ones, he probably could save with his hands, but saving them with his feet. I remember watching the Arsenal United game when Alexis Sanchez was still at Arsenal, and he did a triple save. He saved 2 with his foot, and then 1 with his hand, which it was either a double or a triple save, but it was very good, and he deserves to be higher in your list, mate. But it's your opinion.
Yours is only 1 higher.
Yeah, but you got to look at the keepers ahead of him. my list makes more sense. Yours, we've got Ramsdale ahead.
You know
of
what the
him.
thing is as well? You're coming from a goalkeeper perspective. I am coming from an outfield player, a defender who, what would I like behind me? And if you've noticed, all mine are keepers that come out and command the area outside the box. Where
Yeah.
yours are all keepers that stay on their line, and I don't like that because then the defense have to drop a lot deeper. So I think it comes down to positions of us.
Yeah. My number 9 is going to be Sommer. He's a great keeper. The Euros, great keeper. There's not a lot you can say about Sommer. He's just one of them keepers that are really good, and he doesn't get mentioned a lot because of the league he plays in. He plays in the Bundesliga, and you don't hear about Sommer because you're always hearing about Manuel Neuer.
See, that'd be my argument for not putting him in. Is I don't know enough about Sommer to put him into a top 10.
I think he's in the top 10. Watching him in the Euros personally, mate, absolutely outstanding for Switzerland. But yeah. So this is the decider for you, isn't it? Number 10.
This is a tough one. I think Oblak's so high up in your list, and I don't think he's going to even make it into my list.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
I just don't. If I looked at them keepers and you asked me who would you want behind you, I don't think I would say Oblak. I just don't like his style of play. I think he's too calm and quiet. I just like I like the presence behind you.
We might as well stick fucking Carrots in then.
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't know who Carrots is, he's Kevin Druid's goalkeeper.
Mikey Jones, Kevin Druid's goalkeeper, played for Wrexham and came to Kevin Druid's.
Anyone who doesn't know who Wrexham is, just think of Deadpool.
Yeah.
For me, the final two, all these deserve a shout. Nick Pope's been incredible for Burnley.
I think the person you're hovering over is my number 10th as well, if that makes your decision any easier.
You're thinking Pope?
No, you're hovering over Lloris on my screen.
See, Pope, to me, Pope is amazing, and he has got a Burnley defence in front of him, which just makes him look even better. But
but what have you heard of? I haven't heard personally nothing of Nick Pope this season. What have you?
That's the argument.
Heard of him? You hear Lloris every season.
It's between Lloris and Martinez. It has to be between Lloris and Martinez.
Mine's Lloris, mate. You're obviously you follow Aston Villa.
That's it. I'm a big fan of Villa. I like Villa. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I love a Villa. And do you know what? Just because you're putting Lloris in there, I can only apologise to Gaz. I think Lloris would be 11th. I don't think he's quite made it.
He would have made it. He's made it for me. So.
See, what's interesting is ter Stegen hasn't made your list.
Yeah.
Oblak hasn't made mine.
Exactly, and they're both Spanish goalkeepers. I think ter Stegen would have been 11th for me.
Yeah, I think Oblak. I think it would have been Lloris and Oblak the next two.
Yeah, Ramsdale wouldn't be in my top 10 to be honest, mate. Martinez probably would have been 12th.
Tough one. It is a tough one. I think I'm sticking with that.
I'm sticking with mine, mate. I'm not going to change.
That's it. Right, we're going to leave it there then. What we're going to do is we're going to throw it over to the comments. Hopefully we will get some comments on this one. I want people to comment down below whose list you prefer. You've got mine on the left.
So we'll just go yours on the right. Yours number one.
So we'll go. Well, I'll put it on the Instagram as well, right? We'll go.
Yeah.
Number 1.
And then mine number 2.
And then just quickly, I will put. Oh, what have I just moved? I moved number 1. I can't move Carrots now. Sorry, Carrots over there, mate. So if we type up here, and then I will take a picture of this afterwards, screenshot it,
Yeah.
and we'll put it on the Instagram, and we'll see who gets the most upvotes. So
Yeah,
if you've watched the end of this video, go over to the Instagram and comment who you would have. If you disagree with both and think we've missed anyone, chuck them in there as well. Message us on the Instagram. JJ, don't put any TNS keepers in there. They don't belong there.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think we're going to leave it there.
Yeah. Cheers for having me, mate.
Thank you very much for coming on again.
No problem, mate.
It's turned into our podcast rather than mine, I think.
Yeah.
We are going to jump on now with Wayne for another one. So I'll see you again in a minute, but obviously that will be uploaded until next week. So technically, I'll see you next week.
See you next.
Take it easy, pal.
Mate.
See you later.